Hey guys, so I managed to get in on the pass around for the Ryworx GA. Big thank you to at EDCBen, edc.ben on Instagram for letting me be a part of the pass around. This is one of the newest knives from Ryworx. He's a balisong maker out of Japan, and this is his latest creation. It's a channel titanium balisong. There's no Zen pins or Tang pins, so I guess this technically could be a pinsless design. And it's so dope. I love this knife. I mean, it's such a good flipper. The sound of it is amazing. Since it has those channel titanium handles, it gives this really nice ring to it, which for me, when I buy a balisong, I want it to sound good, and I know that might seem kind of weird, but that is a huge selling point for me. So just a little bit more about this knife. As you can see on the handles, let me try and focus this in. It has these really nice textured handles. This one's a bit dressed up. So it does have, you know, a nice ano on it, a nice design on it. So if you're into that, Ryo definitely has something for you. Now me, I'm kind of a raw TI kind of guy, so I like raw titanium, raw metal finishes, but I would be happy with any version of this knife that I could get. It's so cool. It has this nice blade right here, kind of reminiscent of a Weehawk blade. And for those who are wondering, let me focus this. When I first saw this design, come on, there we go. When I first saw this design on social media, it almost appeared that this top swedge right here was sharp, but it's actually not. And so for me, I'm not a huge fan when the swedge is sharp right here. I like my safe handle side of the blade for a reason. And the blade itself seems to be pretty sharp. I mean, it didn't come to me razor sharp, so I guess that's one area of improvement that I could see. But really with this knife, I mean, there's not much to complain about. There's not much that I would change. Ryworx is one of my favorite balisong makers. I have his Kono right here. This probably is my favorite knife that I own, or at least in the top 3. This has a crazy sound to it as well. Overall fit and finish is beautiful. And I will say that I'm extremely stoked that he chose to do bushings on this knife instead of bearings. Some of his knives have bearings, and then some of them have bushings, and I don't like bearings at all. But what I can say is that this knife is now going into my top flippers. I'm definitely going to be grabbing one of these as soon as they're available. The fit and finish is great. There was, you know, very little play in this when I got it. I haven't messed with it at all or anything, but it still has great tolerances. The channel titanium on this thing, just again, that sound is just something that I really love. It fans nicely. Chaplains stick to your finger really well. It aerials. Pretty much anything that I want this knife to do, or that I'm capable of doing, this knife will do. So I'm super stoked. Ryo, if you're watching this, you nailed it. Can't wait to get my hands on one of these. If you guys have any questions about this knife, leave a comment and I'll be happy to answer it to the best of my ability. Hopefully these are going to be releasing soon. At least I'm hoping, because like I said, this knife is amazing, and this is, as of right now, probably one of my most sought after balisongs that I'm after. Once again, thank you to Ben for letting me be a part of this, and hope you guys have a good night.